Greetings, Guardians. This is Olympus Alliance, and today we're diving into the shadows of control, into the world of manipulation and disruption. Our spotlight is on Jorgen, the Dominion's legendary energy sorcerer, a hero who can twist the very flow of battle by bending energy itself. If you've ever seen your team suddenly unable to cast their ultimates, chances are Jorgen was behind it. He's one of the most disruptive control heroes in all of Hero Wars, Alliance, and today we'll cover his skills, his builds, his strengths, his weaknesses, and even how to counter him when you face him on the battlefield. Let's begin with his first skill, Torment of Powerlessness. This is the heart of Jorgen's identity. When activated, Jorgen summons a skull to the enemy's frontline, dealing magic damage to nearby heroes and blocking their energy gain for 9 full seconds. Think about that, 9 seconds of pure shutdown. No ultimates, no artifact activations, no rhythm for the enemy. Against teams that rely on chaining their skills together, such as Artemis-based teams, this ability is devastating. And it only gets nastier when you combine it with allies who reposition enemies. For example, Cleaver's Rusty Hook drags enemies straight into the skull's range, amplifying the effect. Or imagine pairing it with Krista's Frozen Needles and Lars's Lord of the Storm. Suddenly enemies are grouped, silenced, frozen, and unable to gain energy, while damage rains down. This is what makes Jorgen terrifying. He doesn't just delay the enemy, he cripples their core strategy. Even worse, Torment of Powerlessness can be doubled with Faceless cloning him, or boosted by allies like Orion, whose magic penetration increases the raw pain the skull deals. It's not just control, it's destruction disguised as disruption. Now let's talk about his second skill, Cycle of Energies. Jorgen shields an ally with a small but useful magical barrier. That's not the main point, though. The real strength is the energy acceleration it grants. The protected ally gains energy at double the usual rate until the shield breaks. This makes Jorgen not just disruptive to his enemies but also empowering to his allies. With Cycle of Energies, he can turbocharge heroes like Faceless, giving him the chance to clone faster, Martha, letting her accelerate team-wide healing and speed-ups through Foremother's Oath, or even heavy hitters like Zesha or Kark, bringing their deadly skills online earlier than expected. The shield itself isn't massive, but the double energy gain is where the magic lies. His third skill, Leper, is one of the most unique mechanics in the entire game. When activated, it curses the entire enemy team, linking all physical damage they take to the furthest enemy. For 10 seconds, every blow lands hardest on that backline target. If that target is a low health mage or healer, they'll be shredded almost instantly. If it's the enemy's main damage dealer, they suddenly become the weak point of their team. And if they're both squishy and critical to the team's survival, Leper turns them into a liability. Combined with allies who excel in physical damage, like Yasmin or Dante, Leper transforms single target strikes into devastating backline assassinations. It's controversial, it's situational, but when it works, it flips battles on their head. Finally, we come to Jorgen's fourth skill, Tainted Wounds. This passive turns every one of his attacks into energy theft. It doesn't just slow the enemy's tempo, it actively speeds up Jorgen's control cycle, letting him cast Torment of Powerlessness more often. Over time, it creates a snowball effect, enemies lag behind, their ultimates delayed again and again, while Jorgen's allies pull further ahead. It's subtle, but combined with his other tools, it's what cements him as one of the game's most oppressive control heroes. So how do you build Jorgen to maximize all this power? He's a control mage, aligned with the Way of Chaos, and he stands on the middle line. That positioning means he needs both survivability and offensive scaling. For items of rank, your focus should be on magic attack and health. In the Violet stages, prioritize pieces like the Lion Helmet, the World Tremor, and the Tome of Fate, which boost his offensive presence while keeping him alive. Later, in the orange ranks, items like Asclepius's staff, the Sphere of Power, and the Oppressor's Crown become essential, giving him both stronger skill scaling and tougher defenses. For most mid-game and early endgame builds, orange +3 or +4 gear is more than enough to get Jorgen functioning at full power. Now, skins? Jorgen currently has 5. First priority goes to his magic attack skins, since nearly all of his skills scale with this stat. Boosting his magic attack means stronger skulls, tougher shields, and more threatening leper curses. After that, a second magic attack skin doubles down on his offensive threat. Then you'll want his magic defense skin, protecting him against mages who can punish his midline position. Fourth comes his default skin, which boosts his main stat, strength, giving him modest increases to durability and scaling. Finally, his health skin, which while useful, ranks lowest since he doesn't rely on health scaling in the same way tanks do. If in the future Jorgen gets another magic attack or magic defense skin, those will instantly jump to top priority. But here's a pro tip: if you want to fully unleash the devastating Drenning first skill, then Olympus Alliance have a tip to you. Leave magic defense skin and health defense skin not build, of max level 30. Why? Your Jorgen will ultimate a lot more often during battles, because every time he's hit he will gain energy faster. And faster means he will ultimate a lot more times, and drain your enemy's energy a lot more, and no energy no ultimate, your enemies are controlled and unable to unlock their full potential power. His glyphs continue this balance between offense and survival. Start with magic attack, again, everything he does becomes more dangerous with more of it. Next, magic defense, to buy him time against dangerous mages like Zesha or Celeste. Third, armor, to cover his vulnerability against physical attackers. Then comes strength, boosting his main stat for incremental survivability. Finally, health, which while always useful, is the least impactful for his role. As always, level glyphs to around 40 unless you're pushing for specialized classes, keeping your resources efficient. Artifacts are where Jorgen's role really comes together. His weapon artifact spreads a bonus of magic attack to the entire team whenever he casts his first skill. This not only makes Torment of Powerlessness stronger, it supercharges his allies. That's why it should be your first priority. Next comes his book artifact, which raises both armor and magic defense, letting him stay in battle longer to keep cycling his control. Last comes his ring, boosting strength. Important, yes, but not nearly as impactful as the other two. For the gift of the elements, max everything. Health, strength, magic attack, he needs it all. Jorgen may be a control hero, but if he falls too early, his disruption is wasted. Fully leveling him ensures his skulls hit harder, his curses last longer, and his energy theft keeps rolling. Talismans add another layer. Jorgen has 2 excellent ones. Strength with magic defense, and magic attack with armor. Both are solid, and while neither is VIP exclusive, they can still be tricky to obtain. Whether you choose one or both, they dramatically round out his stats. Even without them, a properly leveled Jorgen remains a nightmare for opponents. Of course, no hero is unstoppable. So how do you counter Jorgen? The first and most obvious answer is Satori. His Foxfire marks punish energy gains, meaning Jorgen's attempts to accelerate his allies turn into death sentences. When Jorgen steals energy with Tainted Wounds, he also feeds into Satori's looming justice. The result? Jorgen's own mechanics betray him. Martha can also stand in as a counter to Leper. If she's positioned as the furthest hero, she can absorb the redirected physical damage with her enormous health pool and healing output, keeping the rest of her team safe. Nebula's Serenity skill removes negative effects from nearby allies, which includes Jorgen's energy suppression. This can allow crucial heroes to charge and fire their ultimates on time, breaking Jorgen's grip. And then there's Soleil, who punishes control-heavy teams by ramping up her damage every time control effects are applied. Against Jorgen, who controls constantly, Soleil snowballs into a terrifying carry. Other heroes like Rufus, Cornelius, Phobos, and Anvari can also shut him down. Rufus blocks magic damage, Cornelius punishes intelligence-based scaling, Phobos drains energy and stuns high magic attack heroes, and Anvari prevents displacement effects that could otherwise amplify Jorgen's skull control. So Guardians, what's the verdict? Jorgen is a master disruptor, one of the most unique control heroes in Hero Wars Alliance. He slows his enemies, accelerates his allies, redirects physical damage, and punishes careless positioning. In the right team, he's devastating. Against unprepared opponents, he feels impossible. But like all heroes, he has counters, and knowing them makes the difference between being crushed by his skull or shattering it. What do you think about Jorgen? Have you faced him, used him, or built strategies around him? Drop your experiences in the comments. I'd love to hear how you Guardians handle this energy thief. And if this video helped, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Olympus Alliance, and ring the bell so you never miss a single update. Stay tuned, stay sharp, and as always, salute and friendship.